Good morning, everyone. Today we will discuss modern history of mathematics. Moving from 17th century. 17th century is the most revolutionary period in scientific and mathematical era. Galileo observed moons of Jupiter, whereas Tycho Brahe gathered enormous quantity of mathematical data to describe the position of planets. His assistant, Johannes Kepler, formulated mathematical laws of planetary motion, and René Descartes developed analytical geometry that allowed to plot these orbits on a graph in Cartesian coordinates. Isaac Newton discovered the laws of physics explaining the Kepler's law, whereas William Leibniz developed calculus and most of calculus notations. Now moving towards 18th century. Leonhard Euler was the most influential mathematician of 18th century. His contributions range from founding the study of graph theory with the seven bridges of Konigsberg problem to standardizing many modern mathematical terms and notations. For example, he named the square root of -1 with the symbol I. His numerous contributions to the study of topology, graph theory, calculus, complex analysis, etc. Lagrange did pioneering work in number theory, algebra, differential calculus, and calculus of variation. Laplace did important work on the foundation of celestial mechanics and on statistics. Now, moving towards the 19th century. Throughout the 19th century, mathematics became increasingly abstract. Karl Gauss epitomizes this trend. He did revolutionary work on functions of complex variables, geometry, and on convergence of series. He also gave the first satisfactory proof of the fundamental theorem of algebra and of the quadratic reciprocity law. Two forms of non Euclidean geometry were developed, hyperbolic and elliptical, that where the parallel postulates of Euclidean geometry no longer holds. Concept of abstract algebra was introduced. Vector spaces was firstly introduced. Non-cumulative algebra was developed, and George Boole developed Boolean algebra. Cauchy, Riemann, Carl Weierstrass reformulated the calculus in most rigorous fashion. Also, for the first time, limits were explored in mathematics. George Cantor established the first foundation of the set theory. Now, moving towards the 20th century. In 1900, Initially in 1900, Hilbert gave the 23 unsolved problems in mathematics, out of which 10 have been solved, 7 are partially solved, and 2 are still open. Remaining 4 are too loosely formulated to be stated as solved or not. Wheels proved Fermat's last theorem in 1995, and Kepler's conjecture was proved by Thomas Hales in 1998. Albert Einstein first used the differential geometry in his general relativity, and Sarre and Gothic recast algebraic geometry using shift theory. All kinds of structures were abstracted using axioms and given name like metric spaces, topological spaces, etc. Measure theory was developed in late 90s and early 20th century. Knot theory greatly expanded Quantum mechanics lead to the development of functional analysis, and other new eras included distribution theory, fixed point theory, singularity theory, and catastrophe theory, model theory, etc. Advancement in the field of computer needed to deal with larger data so that the areas of mathematical so new areas of mathematics were developed, such as Alan Turing's computability theory, complexity theory, data analysis, optimization, and other areas of the operation research. In the preceding centuries, much mathematical focus was on calculus, but later on the focus uh, shifted to the discrete concept, and the graph theory was expansion, expensed. Expansion of graph theory started. With the improvement in the speed of the computer, speed of calculations also increases, that leads to the numerical analysis and symbolic computation. And the most important methods or algorithms of 20th centuries are Fourier, fast Fourier transform, error error correction codes, simplex algorithm, etc. Now, one of the most important mathematician of India's Srinivas Iyengar Ramanujan. He proved over 3,000 theorems, including properties of highly composite numbers, partial functions, and its asymptotes, Mach theta functions, etc. He also made major investigations in areas of gamma function, modular forms, divergent series, hypergeometric series, and prime number theory. Amy Noether has been described as the most important woman in the history of mathematics. She studied ring theory, field theory, and algebras. And then moving to the 21st century, in 21st century, Clay Mathematics Institute announced the 7 Millennium Prize problem in 2003. The Poincare conjecture was solved by Gregory Perelman, and most mathematical journals now have online version as well as print version, and many online only journals are launched. Thank you.